Every visible triumph in this world begins in the invisible realm of thought. Success is not born in boardrooms, factories, or even classrooms. It is first conceived in the unseen chambers of the mind. What you call luck, what others call talent, is nothing but the reflection of an inner law, a psychology that governs every victory. Behind every story of greatness, there lies an inner script, a belief, a conviction that preceded the outcome. The unseen psychology behind success is not about chance. It is about alignment. Every man and woman who has achieved greatness has first tuned their inner dialogue to the rhythm of certainty. They did not dwell on fear, they commanded faith. They did not cling to lack, they declared abundance. Before they saw doors open, they believed the way was already prepared. This is the hidden law thought precedes form. Belief creates opportunity and imagination summons reality. True success is never about what is visible. It is always about what is invisible. The world applauds the trophy, the mansion, the recognition, but those are only shadows of a greater force. The true work was done in silence, in the unseen, where the individual dared to see beyond appearances and claim what others thought impossible. The unseen psychology whispers, "You already have what you dare to believe. The universe is only reflecting your conviction back to you." Every failure is merely a misalignment of thought. Every victory is a perfect harmony between desire and faith. The psychology behind success is not found in outer struggle but in inner surrender to the truth that life mirrors your mental blueprint. When you claim success within, the outer world must yield. When you doubt, the world echoes your fear. This is the hidden key. Your mind is the architect, and reality obeys its design. So, when you hear of a success story, do not marvel at the visible results. Ask instead, what unseen beliefs fueled this? What inner certainty birthed this outcome? For behind every success lies a spiritual law, silently working, unshaken by circumstance. The unseen psychology behind success is the faith that refuses to bow, the vision that refuses to fade, and the word spoken with conviction that commands the universe to obey. Every great achievement that has ever been witnessed in this world, whether it was the building of a city, the creation of wealth, the discovery of new lands, or the birth of an invention that changed humanity, began first in the unseen world of thought. What the eye perceives as tangible and solid is only the final expression of an idea that once lived in silence within the mind of its creator. The seed of every success is thought. Before a bridge is built, it has already existed in the imagination of the engineer. Before a book is written, it has already been lived in the mind of the author. Before a fortune is accumulated, it has already been claimed in the belief of the one who dared to see abundance, while others only saw limitation. Thought is the blueprint from which form is drawn. It is the silent architect that carves possibilities out of the invisible. The unseen psychology of success teaches that nothing appears in your world that you have not first entertained in your inner world. You may admire the external glory of success, but you must understand that its true birthplace is always within. Success is first accepted in thought before it can be experienced in reality. If you refuse to think it possible, you refuse to open the door for it to exist. If you persist in believing it is already yours, you summon it with irresistible power. Every story of triumph has this secret thread. The man who rises from poverty to wealth, the woman who builds an empire from nothing, the artist who paints a masterpiece. Each one first created it in thought. Their environment may have denied it, their circumstances may have mocked it, but the conviction within them carried a force greater than the obstacles around them. They refused to surrender their inner picture, and the outer world had no choice but to conform. Thought precedes form because life itself is obedient to the images you hold. Your mind is a projector casting its vision on the screen of reality. If the picture is one of fear, scarcity, or defeat, that is what the world reflects. If the picture is one of faith, abundance, and victory, that too must be made visible. There is no creation without imagination, no achievement without a thought that dared to believe it was already real. The greatest tragedy is not failure, but failing to think beyond what is visible. The greatest triumph is not the possession of success, but the mastery of thought that made it inevitable. For everything you desire is already waiting in the unseen, shaped and colored by the thoughts you choose to dwell upon. To command success, you must first command thought, for thought is the silent cause, and form is only its obedient effect. Faith is the unseen force that shapes the path of every success story, while fear is the shadow that locks doors before they can even open. When the mind is governed by faith, opportunities appear where others only see barriers. Faith has a creative power. It speaks life into the impossible. It dares to walk when the ground is not yet visible. And it pulls toward the dream with a strength that does not yield to appearances. Fear, on the other hand, is a thief. It whispers doubts, magnifies obstacles, and blinds the eyes to possibilities that are standing in plain sight. Where faith says, "It is possible," fear insists, "It cannot be done," and the one you choose to believe will determine the story your life tells. Every person who has ever written their name in the book of success has walked by faith when fear was the easier choice. They faced moments of uncertainty, rejection, and resistance, but instead of bowing to doubt, they leaned on conviction. Faith is not blind optimism. It is a deep knowing that even when the evidence is unseen, the outcome is certain. It refuses to measure life by present conditions and instead sees beyond them into the realm of what can be. It is faith that makes a person invest when others retreat, speak when others remain silent, build when others abandon, and persist when others give up. Fear closes the door to opportunity because it paralyzes action. It convinces the mind that waiting is safer, that hesitation is wiser, that comfort is preferable to risk. But life does not reward hesitation, it rewards boldness born of faith. Every opportunity that has ever been seized was first recognized through the eyes of conviction. While fear waits for perfect conditions, faith creates them. While fear demands guarantees, faith moves forward knowing the guarantee is already within. Conviction is a magnet. It draws circumstances, people, and resources into alignment with the belief held firmly within. Doubt, however, repels those very things. It signals to the world that you are uncertain, and so the world reflects uncertainty back to you. When faith takes hold, doors open not because they were absent before, but because the courage to walk through them was awakened. What once seemed hidden reveals itself, and what seemed unreachable becomes attainable. The difference between those who rise and those who remain is often this simple choice: to live by faith or to be ruled by fear. Faith expands the horizon and calls forth opportunities from the unseen, while fear shrinks vision and closes the path. Conviction is the builder of destinies, and doubt is their destroyer. To choose faith is to choose life, to choose expansion, to choose a future that unfolds in your favor. For faith is the key that unlocks doors the world calls impossible, and fear is the lock that keeps them forever shut. Success is never born from desire alone, nor from belief alone, but from the union of the two in perfect harmony. Desire without belief is like a seed cast on barren ground. It longs to grow, but the soil cannot nourish it. Belief without desire is like fertile soil without a seed. It holds potential, but nothing is planted to bring it forth. Only when what you deeply long for and what you firmly believe are in alignment does the miracle of creation begin. Inner alignment is the birthplace of every true success, for it fuses thought and feeling, vision and certainty, into a force that the outer world cannot resist. Many dream of wealth, achievement, or recognition, yet deep within they doubt their worthiness or possibility. This conflict within becomes a silent barrier that prevents manifestation. You may say, "I want abundance," yet if the hidden voice whispers, "It is not for me," then the desire cannot take form. The universe responds not to words but to conviction, not to wishes but to harmony between what is spoken and what is believed. When the conscious mind and the subconscious are divided, progress falters. But when both move in agreement, creation is inevitable. Inner alignment is the state in which every part of your being agrees with your vision. Your thoughts, your emotions, your words, and your expectations all point in the same direction. In this state, effort becomes ease, struggle dissolves, and opportunities unfold naturally. It is as though the whole universe bends to meet you halfway, because you are no longer divided within yourself. Desire fuels the vision, belief anchors it in certainty. Together, they generate a magnetic energy that attracts circumstances, people, and opportunities in perfect timing. Those who achieve great things are not always the most talented, nor the most educated, but they are often the most aligned. They know what they want, and they believe without question that it is theirs. That inner conviction becomes stronger than external doubt, stronger than setbacks, and stronger than appearances. They are not pushed forward by outer force but pulled forward by inner harmony. This is why their steps seem guided, their timing impeccable, and their results inevitable. The true battle is not against obstacles in the outer world, but against contradictions within the self. When you silence the voice of doubt and replace it with the voice of certainty, when you allow your desire to be matched by unshakable belief, you create a foundation so strong that no circumstance can overthrow it. Inner alignment transforms dreams from fragile wishes into living realities. It is the silent law that governs success. When desire and belief walk hand in hand, creation must follow. Reality is not random, nor is it a matter of chance. It is a mirror that reflects back the images and expectations you hold within your mind. Every person lives inside a mental blueprint, a design carefully constructed by repeated thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. This blueprint silently instructs life on what to deliver, and the outer world obeys without resistance. If you hold images of limitation, struggle, and defeat, the mirror cannot show anything else. If you carry within you pictures of abundance, success, and growth, the mirror must reflect those in time. Your mind is both the architect and the builder, and reality is nothing but the structure rising from its design. Every invention, fortune, or achievement that has ever existed began first as a mental image. The Wright brothers saw flight long before the world believed it possible. Entrepreneurs saw wealth long before they touched it. Artists envisioned beauty long before it was painted or sculpted. These inner images served as blueprints that reality was compelled to reproduce. The power of imagination is not fantasy. It is the seed of form. What is vividly held in the mind, coupled with expectation, becomes law to the outer world. Expectations are the living energy of the blueprint. A person may picture success, but if they expect failure, the blueprint collapses into contradiction. The mirror reflects not only what you imagine, but what you truly anticipate. Expectation is faith in action. It is the signal that tells life, "This is what I am prepared to receive." If you expect greatness, you unconsciously move, speak, and decide in ways that align with greatness. If you expect failure, you sabotage yourself before the opportunity arrives. The universe does not withhold. It simply reflects the pattern impressed upon it. The mental blueprint also determines the boundaries of your experience. Two people may walk into the same situation. One sees obstacles, the other sees opportunities. What they encounter is not the difference in reality, but the difference in the blueprint they carry. Life does not decide for you. It only echoes back what you have designed within. To change your reality, you must first redraw the blueprint of your mind. Replace the images of scarcity with abundance, replace fear with confidence, replace doubt with certainty, and reality will follow as faithfully as a shadow follows form. The law is simple and unyielding. Reality cannot outgrow the design you hold in your inner world. If your blueprint is small, your results will be small. If your blueprint is expansive, your results will rise to meet it. The mind is the workshop of destiny, and every thought, every image, every expectation is a stroke upon the canvas. When you discipline your imagination and align it with conviction, the mirror of life has no choice but to reflect back the masterpiece you have created within. Every visible triumph that the world celebrates is only the surface of a far deeper process that remains unseen. Success is not born in the moment of applause, nor in the instant of victory. It is birthed in the quiet hours of silent preparation. Long before the stage is set, long before the opportunity arises, the groundwork has already been laid within the mind and spirit of the individual. The world may only witness the outcome, but the true work is the invisible shaping of thought, discipline, resilience, and vision that makes the outcome inevitable. Silent preparation is the steady refining of the self when no one is watching. It is the practice, the sacrifice, the mental conditioning that equips a person to meet destiny with readiness. Many marvel at the athlete who wins the race, yet they do not see the years of early mornings, unseen struggles, and relentless focus that built the strength behind that single moment. They celebrate the entrepreneur who builds an empire, yet overlook the silent hours of study, planning, and unwavering belief that prepared the ground for opportunity. Every triumph is a harvest, and every harvest is the result of seeds sown in silence. The unseen inner work is often the most difficult, for it demands faith without evidence. It requires nurturing a vision that no one else may yet believe in, holding steadfast when results are invisible, and persisting when encouragement is absent. It is in these hidden seasons that character is formed and conviction is tested. Without this inner preparation, success cannot endure, for what is gained without foundation will soon collapse. Silent preparation anchors success in depth, ensuring that when opportunity arrives, the individual is not only ready to grasp it, but strong enough to sustain it. The psychology of true achievement teaches that nothing is wasted in the unseen. Every thought disciplined, every fear overcome, every vision affirmed is building unseen muscles of the spirit. Life never presents opportunities to those who are unprepared. It aligns them with those who have secretly been shaping themselves for the moment. What looks like sudden success to the outside world is never sudden. It is the flowering of a process that has long been unfolding in silence. To neglect the unseen work is to sabotage the future. To embrace it is to guarantee triumph. Silent preparation is the womb of greatness, the hidden chamber where victories are conceived before they are born into the world. Those who devote themselves to this unseen work will find that, when the spotlight turns toward them, when the opportunity finally arrives, they do not need to scramble, for they have already become the person capable of meeting it. Triumph is only the echo. The true voice is spoken long before, in silence. Success does not arrive by accident or random chance. It is governed by a spiritual law as precise and unchanging as gravity. Though invisible to the eye, this law responds with exactness to the beliefs held in the heart and the words spoken with conviction. Every thought is a seed, every word a command, and life itself becomes the obedient servant of these unseen decrees. The world you walk in today is the result of what you once believed and spoke into being. Just as a farmer cannot plant thorns and expect roses, you cannot plant fear and doubt in thought and speech and expect a harvest of success. The spiritual law is impartial. It gives back in kind what is impressed upon it. Belief is the foundation of this law. It is not mere wishing or hoping, but a deep inner knowing that what is desired is already real in the unseen. Belief is the magnetic force that calls opportunities, people, and circumstances into alignment. Those who achieve greatness are not those who simply desire it, but those who believe without wavering that it is theirs. Belief transforms a vision from a fragile dream into a living reality. It carries the vibration of certainty, and the spiritual law cannot resist certainty. It must reflect it in form. Spoken word is the activator of this law. Thoughts shape the blueprint, but words breathe life into it. When you speak with conviction, you declare to the unseen that creation is underway. Words carry the energy of command. They are not idle sounds but creative forces. To speak doubt is to instruct failure to appear. To speak faith is to call success into manifestation. The law does not question, does not hesitate. It simply reflects the vibration carried by the words. This is why those who master their speech master their destiny. They understand that every affirmation, every declaration, every sentence spoken with belief becomes a seed cast into the fertile soil of the universe. The spiritual law of success operates with perfection and precision. It does not bend for some and deny others. It answers to all alike. Those who align their belief and word with abundance find doors opening in ways that seem miraculous. Those who align their belief and word with fear encounter endless barriers. Life is not punishing or rewarding, it is reflecting. The mirror of reality simply returns the images, expectations, and declarations given to it. What seems like luck or chance to the outside observer is nothing more than the outworking of this invisible law. Every triumph has its roots in the alignment of belief and word. Every failure can be traced back to doubt or careless speech. The unseen governs the seen, and the spoken governs the unfolding of events. When desire is clothed in belief and declared with certainty, success cannot be withheld. For the law is unchanging, and it forever responds to the inner conviction and the spoken word that calls it into being.